Komi-san is a tall, beautiful high school girl with a communication disorder. Her lack of social cues led her into thinking that her fellow students are secretly judging her, but in reality, they're just marveling at her beauty. When she is nervous, her face tenses up, her body trembles, and words just can't come out. In this world, people interpret those traits of hers to be part of her character. Everyone except Tadano-kun. He offers an opportunity for her to speak in her own way, revealing what Komi-san truly desires. In junior high, I had a hard time eating by myself at lunch, and watching everyone chat as they ate, it hurt. Every day for 3 years I tried to join, but I couldn't speak. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't speak. What should I do? How can I start a conversation? Then what happens? What if they reject me? What's the next conversation? What if they say I'm boring? What if I can't smile right? What should I do? What if I'm like this my whole life? He understood that regardless of how others see her, Komi-san is just a normal girl with a communication disorder. One of my favorite panels in the whole manga is this one. The two of them in a classroom away from the rest of the world, just chatting. On the chalkboard, loose comments, quips, drawings, and jokes, revealing that Komi-san is quite talkative in writing. The manga then poses a goal for our characters, for Komi-san to make 100 friends. And at this point in the manga, she has well over 35 friends. Those who also have difficulties with communication seems to understand each other in this manga. A sense of mutual understanding could be detected amongst those individuals. The ramen shop owner could understand Komi-san without a single word. Her hairstylist has come to terms with Komi-san's communication issues and has an understanding of her traits and little movements that suggest what she wants. Even Tadano-kun himself could be said to have a communication disorder during his chunibyo years, when he masked his meanings behind fictitious lore and childish imaginations. His rejection was the wake-up call for him to get rid of his chunibyo personality, leading him to become exceedingly great at reading other people. You see, this manga is as much about Komi-san as it is about the people that surround her. Her family, relatives, and friends from school are all reasons why this manga is so great. Set in a school where people are defined by their characteristics, Komi-san obtained insights into those individuals that would otherwise be veiled behind their personalities. One of the side characters and love rival for Komi-san, Manbagi Rumiko, is introduced as a gyaru character, but due to her appearance, she could not make any new friends now that her friends from last year are in a different class. 10 days since school started, she still could not make any friends in her class, resulting in her trying her best to put on a facade to demonstrate to others that she doesn't care. During breaks, she pretends to sleep, and during lunch, she ate by herself. These acts result in her bottling up her feelings of loneliness and finally having a panic attack during class. After taking her to the infirmary, Komi-san listens to Manbagi-san's trouble. At the root of her insecurities lies a desire for connection with others. The truth is, I wasn't sleepy. The truth is, I don't want to avoid people. I just want to eat lunch together with someone. Komi-san sees herself in Manbagi-san. They both share the fear of being alone and have issues with communicating with others. Komi-san had Tadano-kun last year, and Manbagi-san had her circle of friends. And being reminded of Tadano-kun's action last year, Komi-san offers to become her first friend. Through this interaction, we could see Komi-san getting a deeper understanding on how people often disguise their fears. Those individuals wear a brave face and claim everything is okay while leaving everything bottled up. The two become fast friends and even liking the same guy. And that plot point is a ticking time bomb which I think both sides hate to see resolved. The author says that showing one face on the outside while hiding your true self is also another kind of communication disorder. And this also applies to her assistant homeroom teacher Omojiri Miwa, who is respected for her properness. In reality, when no one is watching, she is very lazy and could sleep for a day and a half. When, by coincidence, Komi-san meets a rather casual-looking sensei in the supermarket, her persona falls apart. Desperate to keep up her appearances, she lies that there was a fire in her house and that her belongings were also lost. The next day, Komi-san prepares lunch for her, believing that her teacher is in a bad situation. And this is how Komi-san's kindness reaches Omojiri, making her realize that there is no need for her to keep up her strict character at all times. Instead, showing glimpses of weakness seems to endear her to her students even more. In recent volumes, the author suggests that communication disorders come in different forms. And the most memorable, heartwarming, and tear-jerking arc in this manga is with Komi-san's family friend's daughter, Rei. This arc, with minimal involvement from the rest of the cast, really demonstrates Komi-san's ability to communicate without the direct help of others. When Rei is left in the care of the Komi household for a week, she is determined to not make any friends. She tries her best to stop herself from forming a connection with others, often denying herself from having any fun with other people. After developing familiarity with Komi-san, unknowingly she opens herself up more, helping out around the house and hanging out with Komi-san's friends. The Sakachu figurine she receives from Tadano-kun becomes a symbol that represents the memories and the change of mind she experiences during this week. In a moment when she realizes the changes within herself, her first reaction is that of frustration because her way of isolating herself is challenged. In a fit of rage, she throws and breaks the Sakachu figurine and runs away. Komi-san had to gather her friends and search for Rei into the evening. When she finally comes home with the help of Tadano-kun and Najimi, she feels sorry. Instead, Komi-san is the one to apologize to her. In her own voice, she believes that she must have said something that caused Rei to run away, but that is when Rei explains her reason for doing so. Rei's family moves a lot. Making new friends and saying goodbye is a common occurrence for her. She realizes how painful it is to say goodbye and decides to not make any more friends. After all, what's the point of getting to know them if she would never meet them again? The author states that if someone, after many goodbyes and loneliness, decides that communication is unnecessary, that too is a form of communication disorder. Her way of isolating herself is a form of defense mechanism for Rei, because the greater the connection she forms with others, the more painful it is for everyone when she eventually has to leave. All those people you met until now, do you hate them? She asks. Komi-san understood that no matter how much Rei rejects others, she does not do it out of hate for them. As such, she still wants to become friends with Rei. The Sakachu figurine was repaired by Komi-san's brother Shosuke, and at night Komi-san and Rei sleep next to each other. Komi-san assures her that if she keeps on making friends, then no matter where she goes, there will always be someone she knows there. Komi-san tells her that her dream is to make 100 friends and that they should have a contest to see who can make 100 friends first. Rei agrees, and in this way, Komi-san essentially solves Rei's communication disorder by showing her the benefits of making friends wherever you go. When the time comes for Rei to leave, Komi-san is very upset, showing us the effect that this connection with Rei has had on herself. Rei reminds her that it is a contest, which revives Komi-san. Inside the car, Rei too cries over this farewell, but is reminded of everything that she experienced this week with Komi-san and her friends. She holds the Sakachu, which embodies this idea, close to her heart, even when she starts school in America, as a girl who opens herself up to others and forms friendship with them. Throughout this arc, Komi-san plays a key role in helping Rei overcome her communication disorder. Although she herself lacked those communication skills, her desire to become friends with Rei can be seen in her various attempts to reach out to her. I think the message the mangaka Tomohito Oda is conveying to the audience, embodied through the characters of Komi Shoko and those surrounding her, is that of self-improvement, and that neither your personality nor how other people see you doesn't define who you are. Both Tadano-kun and Komi-san uses their ability to grasp the true meaning behind words that are often hidden behind one's character. Communication isn't just through talking, as demonstrated by Komi-san, who largely communicates through writing on notebooks and text messages. In the case of this manga, a smile, a hug, a look can convey a lot more than words can. Ultimately, Komi-san might not be good at communication by normal standards, but I think she is great at making friends. She achieves this through her genuine attempts at improving herself and understanding others. And that, I think, is something a lot of us can learn from.